Put Me in a Book by Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko. On their way back from the lake, Mrs. Odell's class saw a man sitting on a park bench, holding a big book. So there's Mrs. Odell spraying bug spray. "Hi," said Haley. "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to finish this book," said the man. "It's a picture book, but I don't know what kid I am going to use in the story." "Wow," said Haley. "Can you put me in the book?" "Are you absolutely sure you want to be the kid in this book?" said the writer. "Yes," said Haley. "Wonderful," said the writer. And he picked Haley up, folded her, and flattened her, and stuck her in the book. So there she is, stuffing her in there. "Wow," said Mrs. Odell. "It's a great honor to be in a book." Then she took everyone back to school, put the book on her desk, and went to tell the principal the wonderful news. The book started to flip-flop up and down and say, "Quack!" Ethan opened the book and said, "Haley, are you okay? Do you still want to be in this book?" "Help," said Haley. "I am folded and scrunched and trapped and stuck, and I want to get out and go home." So there she is, flattened in the book. "Don't worry," the class said. "We will get you out." Rachel tried to scrape Haley out of the book with a fingernail. "Ah!" yelled Haley. "That hurts." So she's scraping her with her nail. "I know what to do," said Jacob. "We'll pull the book apart, and Haley will fall out." So a bunch of kids got on each side of the book, and they tried to pull it apart. "Ah!" yelled Haley. "You're stretching me." Well, there's her face. They're stretching her. "Just twist the book and Haley will pop right out," said Kiku. They started to twist the book really hard. "Ah!" yelled Haley. "You're scrunching me." "This scraping and pulling and twisting are not working," the kids said. "We have to think of something different." So there, they've got her all twisted up. "Photocopy," yelled Cole. "We can use the photocopy machine in the staff room and copy Haley out of the book." So everyone ran to the staff room, and Cole tried to copy Haley out of the book. But the machine only made pictures of Haley. The real Haley was still in the book. There's all the pictures of Haley while they're copying her. "I know what to do," said Laura. "We can squeeze her out of the book." She put the book on the floor, and everyone got on top. For a while, nothing happened. Then Haley's nose sprang out of the book. The book looked really strange with a nose. "Ah!" yelled Haley. "You're squishing me!" And the kids jumped off. So down there, her nose popped out of the bottom of the book under the pile. "Well," said Ethan, "at least the principal will be happy." "And," said Cole, "Mrs. Odell loves having someone in her class in a book." "But," said Kiku, "Haley's mom and dad will not be happy that their kid is stuck in a book. How can you kiss someone goodnight when she is stuck in a book?" There she is. She does not look happy. "I've got it," said Laura. "We can change the ending." They ran back to the park, took the writer's marker, and wrote at the end of the book. Then Haley jumped out of the book and told the writer to find some other kid for his story. So that's the new ending they put in there. And look what happened. "I don't understand," said the writer. "It's an honor to be in a book." "Right," said Haley. She took the marker and wrote. And then the writer wrote himself into the book. He could not get out and was stuck there forever. So she wrote with the marker and put the writer in the book. "Ah!" yelled the writer from inside the book. Jacob opened it and said, "Don't worry, it's an honor to be in a book." Then Haley gave the book to the librarian. The librarian loved having a writer in the library, and the book was very popular because it was the only one that bounced up and down on the shelf and yelled, "Help! Help! Help!" There he is. So they put it in the library, and the book talks while it's on the shelf. There we go. So my idea for this craft is to make our own book and put pictures of people we know or ourselves in the book. So all I did was use a brown paper bags, and I added my own pictures. So I'm going to use some brown lunch bags, and all you need to do to make your own book is use 3 or 4 of them, and I've folded like the flap at opposite ends on them so it's not too thick one way. So stack them onto each other and fold them in half. Make a nice crease. So this is what we'll have. And then I'm going to use a stapler, so you can try to use a regular stapler, or we have at the library one of these staplers where you can staple a book. So I'm going to use that. Now, if you don't have either stapler, you can tape or glue. If you're going to glue the center of each lunch bag to the next to create the spine of the book, you're going to have to take some time to layer them with all the glue and then let it dry so that you can add your pictures. So that is the beginning of my book in the lunch bags. So then the next thing that I did is took some pieces of construction paper and I added them inside my book to make the pages look brighter and more decorative. So here you see how I've added pages in. So all I did was roughly took a piece of construction paper, and for instance this piece is a little bit too long, so I just quickly am going to trim it. You don't need to measure perfectly because these are our own books, and what makes them special is that they're our own works of art. So on each page I added a piece of construction paper just to brighten up the book and give a background for the page. So I'm going to glue that on the front. It's going to take quite a bit of glue for it to stick. I'm going to press that on there nice and tight. So you can go ahead and do that for every page, and you can do whatever colors you want, whatever colors make you happy and is going to make your book exciting. So I'm going to do another one on a page inside my book. I'm going to use my green inside my book, and then on my other pages I'm going to use some other colors. So this is going to be the front of my book, and as I flip through, there's going to be pages, and each page is going to have a background page. So on the front of my book, I gave it a title. You can put whatever you want, but I just put me in a book, just like our Robert Munsch book. So I'm going to put my title on the front. And then you can take your markers and you can decorate that and make the letters thicker and colors, whatever you want. So the next part of my book is where I added my pictures. So if you look, I cut out faces of people I knew and I put them in the book. So on each page, there's somebody's face. And so what you need to do is you need to get pictures, so you can either cut pictures that you have in your home, or what I did, because I didn't have that many pictures to cut up, is I had some pictures on my computer and I just printed them off on regular copy paper, so they don't have to be on photo paper or expensive paper. So what I'm going to cut out a face. And then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. So do I want it to be square, or do I want to cut out the outline of his face and draw a body on him? So for instance, on some of these pages, I cut out his head and then I drew his body. And then he says, "Where are we, Ryan?" And Ryan's over here on this side of the book. And then here's where he's getting stretched in the book. And then here, Luke says, "I like being in the book." And Brooklyn says, "I think we are stuck in this book forever." And on this page, this Brooklyn says, "Watch me jump out of this book. Yippee!" And on the last page, "Hey you, I am trapped in this book. Help me. Help!" So you can cut your faces however you want. Trim them up. You can use faces or bodies or body parts, hands and feet. Whatever you have pictures of on your computer, or if you have printed pictures on photo paper, and you add them into your book, and you put yourself or people you know into your book. And then you can add bodies and captions, and then you have your own personal book. So that is how you put yourself in a book.